Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Works Every Time podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Markus Olin, here with
Phillip Garcia.
And our guest host today,
Matty Stu.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're on YouTube, Spotify. What else? We're on the good stuff of Apple Podcasts. Check out our Instagram. That's wet.podcast. Shout out to our sponsor, TEJAS TONIC. Use the promo code WETPOD, WETPOD. Gets you 15% off on their website, any of their products.
That's taxes and then some.
Taxes and then some. That's right. And their website is TEJAS TONIC, TEJASTONIC.com. They're also sponsoring our live show, which is going to be coming up on, what is that, May 30th.
Oh, no, you're printing all the flyers. What is it, May 30th?
May 30th.
Sunset Strip Comedy Club, where we work.
Strip.
All three of us, actually.
Yeah. We all work there, and it's going to be a great time. Also, shout out to the Sunset Strip. Make sure you check out some of their shows. You might see one of us. You'll probably see one of the three of us on it for sure.
We're getting some steam there in terms of bookings. We're back
Absolutely.
Up on top.
So that's going to be a fun show on Friday, May 30th, and also July 26th. We're going to be back in Fort Worth at the Hyenas Comedy Club in Fort Worth. Red Room. Check that one out. And what other dates you got, Phil?
There's a couple. I'm out of state. If you're listening from elsewhere, if you're soaking, that's what we call listening to this pod now. The 13th and 14th of June, I'm going to be in Wisconsin at Comedy Cabin with Tony Casillas. And then the next weekend, I'm going to be back with Tony Casillas in Vegas at Wise Guys. That's the 20th and 21st. Come check that out. Like I said, I would love to meet a wet listener in the wild. That would make my life.
Hell yeah. And I'll be at the Sunset Strip on Friday, May 2nd, opening for Darius Bennett. And also at the Buzzmill on May 7th. So for the Buzzkill show, 9 p.m. Check that out. What do you got, Maddie?
When you said wet listener, I just pictured a guy getting electrocuted putting on
Yeah.
That's what we hope for. We want new listeners.
Everyone
every time.
listens
No
in the
repeats.
shower, which
No
is
repeats.
A bathtub, yeah. I have there's a special double feature laugh higher show at Monk's Jazz Club 516. We're doing like a taping there, so check me out there. Other than that, I'm just the 512 Bandit, baby. Check me out in Austin, all over.
512 Bandit.
All the clubs.
What kind of
Sunset
taping?
Strip.
Is that going to be up anywhere?
To be determined, I believe.
Gotcha.
So we'll see.
Is this individually produced, or y'all going with is it outside source?
Individually produced.
Nice.
Yeah, but
Hell
I believe
yeah.
there's sponsors or whatever, and we just did some cool photo shoot. It
You
feels
said nice. Laugh higher, right?
Laugh higher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Laugh
shout out
Higher
to
on
Bianca,
Instagram.
Yeah.
Shout out Bianca. Cool.
Shout out Bianca. Yeah.
What were we just talking about before that too?
JD Vance?
No. We were saying someone else asked me a question. Anyways, what are we getting into this week?
JD Vance.
Coffee and the pen is hitting me all at the same time.
Oh, no. Phil's on that
Coffee
shit
and the
right
what?
now.
No, that means I'm about to hit a tight spiral here in a second. Right now, it's like wobbling. It's about to hit that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What would be so he dropped, that was the college championship trophy.
Yeah.
for
So
Ohio
JD
State.
Vance, if you don't know, broke the college championship trophy, which further illegitimizes Ohio State's championship. But my point
And
is,
his vice
Wait, this is
presidency.
big for a Michigan fan.
I thought it was so funny because it
Not
was
the
just
best
like,
for a Republican.
no, but I'll be honest. I will be honest. As a Republican, JD Vance is the one reason I didn't want to vote for Trump.
Okay.
I don't like him. No one likes
Is
him.
it I don't like the eyes.
The eyes suck.
I can't get past that, dude. It feels like
Yeah.
he's wearing like mascara.
Yeah, he
can't
is
get
kind of
past it.
emo-y.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah,
it's just like
he had a run at Hot
hillbilly
Topic.
elegy makes me feel like he's just pretending to be something he's really not.
Yeah.
And I know who
Yeah,
he
like a
is.
combat veteran.
Yeah.
That's from a real
is that
combat
something
veteran.
you lies
too.
about too?
No, well, not I wouldn't call
Okay,
myself
from a
that.
real veteran.
But I'm just saying I don't think he claims to be, but when people say like, how was it in Iraq? He's like, fun. He doesn't correct them. I feel like.
Okay,
I don't think he's correcting anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't necessarily not a crime, but kind of lame too. But what's the equivalent of them? Like, what would be as disrespectful if one of those football players went to the White House and dropped one of his things? Like, what would
The
be
flag?
The flag's pretty disrespectful, but I mean, like specific to the White House, like a picture of Lincoln's wife or something.
Yeah, or
Knocks
like
it
there's
off.
like a bust. There's all these busts.
Yeah, they
you
have
know
a-
what I mean?
There's a Bobby Kennedy bust.
Yeah.
in the
Oh
Oval
yeah. Well, then it
Office.
would look accurate if they.
Yeah,
Dropped it and
he
broke
got popped in the chest, was it?
I don't even
He was
remember
assassinated.
in the chest though.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Phil.
Okay. Yeah, Phil
He was
with
shot,
the-
for sure.
Yeah, he was popped. Sirhan,
It's
Sirhan.
crazy that they just killed it. They just like swept up an entire family.
This is the thing, dude. And then when RFK was running, they refused to give him Secret Service protection, and I'm like, he's not going to fall too far from the family tree here. I mean, what,
Yeah.
this is it's in the DNA. They
How good are these guys' ideas? It's to the point where they're just like, we gotta get rid of him, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming for Honey Nut, or no, I think Honey Nut Cheerios is safe, but he's definitely coming for I can't think of a cereal Frosted Flakes.
For every 8
All of
bad
them, yeah.
ideas that guy has, he has one really good idea. Like getting rid of all the artificial food dyes. Who gives? Yes, I don't care if Starburst look like dog shit anymore.
Yeah, like that's one of his 8 bad ideas, and then the really good one is the no vaccines. You know what I mean? all right. I'm kidding.
Oh man, did y'all see that JD Vance? So the Pope died the day after he left.
So what? JD Vance went to visit the Pope?
Yes, the day before he died on Easter.
Wow.
And then the day after, Pope dies. So like, there was like a kind of like a 4chan internet forum outcry where like JD Vance killed the Pope.
Yeah.
And I think he went somewhere else the next day, and tragedy struck again.
What was the other one?
I'm trying to look it up, but I can't find. It's hard to Google when your vice president fucks up.
They
in
probably
the
had that
country.
scrubbed, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is like, have you guys seen Veep? The show?
Yeah, not bad. I like Veep.
I love Veep. I don't know if you've seen it, Phil, but it's a comedy. It's about the vice president being a fucking buffoon, but it was a lady vice president.
Elaine.
Yeah. Fucking Julia Louis-Dreyfus or whatever. But now we have this fucking fat, tubby middle schooler basically recast as Elaine from Seinfeld as the vice president.
The cabinet's doing this.
It's not a ghost. Just. Oh God! No, the meteor.
The meteor, dude. Hey, make sure you check out this show, though. If it's gonna cause all this trouble, make sure you buy a fucking ticket. Oh no!
Man,
it's fine.
I also saw that Barron got denied into Harvard.
Barron Trump.
Really?
Yeah, and that might be the reason that there's a lawsuit against Harvard.
I
right
thought
now.
he went to UPenn or no NYU.
That could all
Dude,
just
you're
be
telling me
internet
Aunt
gossip.
Becky from Full House can pay to get her daughter into UCLA, but Donald Trump can't get
Not
Barron
when there's
into
that
Yale?
lawsuit going on.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's under fire.
I'm a little scared about that stuff. Not to become a political podcast, but they are arresting student activists.
No. They're arresting certain student activists. They're only arresting one side of the student activism.
Yeah, that's an issue.
I think that's the scary part.
That is the scary part. No, I agree. I just didn't want you to make a blanket statement because it's very much a one-sided.
Oh, blanket. Yeah.
That's what this country needs right now. It's just a soft blankie, dude. When we all need to cuddle together.
Yeah.
And I've been saying that for years. You know, I'm sorry. I can't get past Katy Perry. Are you guys into the Katy Perry in space thing?
But it's infuriating.
It's all I think. I wake up, I think about it. I go to sleep, I think about it.
This will make
It
you
is
happy to know
consuming
her
everything.
tour is having a hard time selling tickets right now, and she's doing like an arena tour.
Oof.
And she can't fill even like the floor for them.
This is where I watch some things and I'm like, make me your marketing expert. You put ET, you backtrack ET to the flight.
Oh,
Kiss
man, yeah.
me, kiss me, and then
Right.
you plug the tour while you're up there. And you
Anything.
fucking no twerking. There's no space twerking.
You want my take? I think like hear me out, Katy. The only reason you were in the limelight to begin with, you made a song about kissing girls when it was not okay to be
And
kissing
we
girls.
liked it.
And we liked it just like you did. We really did.
She made it a radio hit. I
then-
sang that song along with my mother on summer vacation.
California Girls.
Yep.
Next thing you know, Katy Perry is a household name.
Yep.
Oh wow, she used to be a Christian a doll that broke through and made the music she wanted to make. That's where listen, Katy.
Hold on, you're missing a very important. And then she got inspirational. Firework changed my
Sure,
life. I'm here
right.
today because of Firework.
Right.
But back to kissing a girl.
She needs to come out as gay.
Yes.
She needs to, even if it's not true, you need to come out, and then you're gonna sell these things out like Charlie XCX. Because let me tell you something, Charlie XCX, milking the gays right now,
Milking them.
milking the wingtip eyeliner, fair skin complexion gays out the wazoo.
And they got the money.
They do. I'm Brad as fuck.
Is Charlie XCX? Is she munching box? Is that what
I
you're
wouldn't be
saying?
surprised.
Is that what you're claiming?
You want to Google this one?
No, Google it.
It's
Let's
in my
just-
She's probably having straight
That's actually-
missionary sex, but for the marketing. I get that. Katy Perry get her own flavor of cherry chapstick or whatever it was from that song. Just literally go
Yeah.
back to the roots.
The gays have the money. They don't have kids.
I'm straight with no kids. I have no money. What am I doing? What are the gays doing that I'm not doing? Other than being gay.
soliciting their body for
They're,
sex.
they're focusing on the bag.
Yeah. I'm focusing on the God.
Is Charlie XCX Asian? No, gay. Why do people associate Charlie's music with being gay? She's obviously super LGBTQ supportive and openly addresses her gay fans. So yeah, Katy Perry needs to just write, I kissed a girl and I still like it.
Yeah, and we want to give a shout out to all of our LGBTQIA plus SW. What I don't even know all the letters. 2S. 2S is a thing. Shout out to all the 2S people listening. Do you know what that is?
No, not a clue.
Do you know what that is?
No, I've
Look
never
at these
heard of
fucking
2S.
bigots, man. 2S, as far
2S.
as I understand, it's two spirits. It's the two spirit.
Oh.
You guys aren't up to date with Canadian politics at all, huh?
Go on. Two spirits.
That's all I know. All I know is they added 2S to the beginning of LGBTQIA in Canada, and it's a big deal.
I mean, is that like, do you identify, is this just a different way of saying split personality now?
Sounds like
you can't
tax
say
fraud
that.
to me.
I can't, sorry, bleep that out. Timestamp that.
You can't say that.
What were you saying about Katy Perry though? What's your tiff with her right now, other than me saying that her marketing's terrible, and you saying
you know what, I think my issue really goes back. I don't think it's Katy Perry. I think it's Bezos. I think if you are funding a multi-billion, perhaps trillion-dollar pointless mission that will do nothing for humanity, it is your responsibility. Where's my camera, Mr. Bezos, to make it as entertaining as possible. And he sent up Katy Perry.
Well, he also sent up other people.
Okay, I want to see Lizzo upside down playing the flute. I don't want to see Katy Perry. Miley Cyrus has such a cosmic vibe.
She would have been
great. You send Miley Cyrus up there.
Great.
She's fingering herself with the foam finger.
Huge
No
miss.
no questions asked.
Huge miss. Miley Cyrus was way more cosmic.
Yeah.
Give me an astronaut with a wig. I want to see something funny up there, something silly.
Put Carrot Top in space.
No, we got to keep it all.
It was ladies only. It was like Ocean's 11, but in space.
Caitlyn Jenner?
Can we name our 5? Can we pick the flight? We're funding it.
Well,
like
let's
this.
see. There was the one chick on the flight who actually is a astrophysicist or whatever. I want to make sure we
Didn't
don't
get any
completely.
coverage.
There
No
is
one
one.
gave her coverage,
There is
That's
one.
incredible.
There is one.
and no one knows her name. And I looked her up the other day. What was it called? What was the flight called?
Blue Virgin.
Blue Origin. None of those ladies.
Purple
are virgins.
Virgin.
Purple.
Purple gay.
I looked up Blue Origin cast as if it's a fucking movie, dude. It's not a movie.
I think I'm
Cast.
sending
It is a cast. It was casted and it was filmed like a movie.
highest testing female high school graduate for physics that's interested in physics and astrophysics. You're getting a trip on the airplane.
Was
Yeah.
that her?
Give these young women a reason to chase after STEM.
So this was Aishe
I'm saying
Bowe.
that's who I would pick.
She's an aerospace engineer, STEM advocate, whatever.
Daughter of David Bowie.
No,
Star man.
no, she just happens to have the last name.
It's a nepo hire.
Space ground control to Major Tom. Shout out.
We send all
crying
the
about her dad.
women to
Feel closer
space.
to you now, Dad.
Houston, we have a problem. We're out of tampons up here. We don't know what to do.
And I don't want to. By all means, this is not my show, but can we do a snake draft and then we'll get the last 2 together?
Yeah, Marcus had me laughing about imagining the line for the restroom on the space shuttle.
Oh yeah,
Well, dude, it looked miserable. They were thrashing around up there.
No.
Nobody had control. Yeah, dude. I will
space
say
is not a good time.
credit to I would have yacked. So
Yeah.
the fact that none of them threw up, huge credit. Maybe there's like a pill that they take for that, or there's protocol, empty stomachs. I don't know. I would have yacked or shit my pants for sure on the way up. So the fact that you can't prove that none of them pooped themselves. We can't really prove.
We need a shot of their ass before they took off and then after they landed. And if there's an expansion, either that's physics or shit.
How long were they in space for? What is space?
8 minutes.
It was around 8 to 10 minutes.
You can do that on a plane.
That's
There
like
are
a guest
planes that
spot.
do that.
We've already been talking about it longer than they were in space, boys. That's
Yeah, just about. Damn, think about it. Since we started this podcast, they went up and came down.
They were making you know they went out for dinner that night. I bet they were making plans on the way
Yeah.
down. Like they changed.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
But the best is when they landed and they were greeted by the interviewer. She was like, "Katy Perry, you are now an astronaut. How does it feel?" And they're like, "You bet your ass, I'm a fucking ass. Yes, say it again, sister." And then she's like, "Katie's like, it feels good. I'm connected to love now." So she's a guru because she left the ozone. So. However we can capture that and bring that down here, maybe that's how we change the world. Whatever.
This is how you know they didn't do it right. They didn't capitalize. My ass would have found all the cameras, lined up the angles like we're in here right now. Then I would have pulled out
There'd
a
have been
fresh Coke.
A million of these would have been floating around.
Yeah.
the cabin,
Chaos is
dude.
great,
The
but I'm going to tell you
chaos
right
is-
now, Coca-Cola has a better marketing budget. So I'm shooting for that check. I'm going to pull out a fresh Coca-Cola and go.
No, this
And
could
I'm going
be.
to come back home and I'm going to cash that fucking check.
Phil, the connection you didn't even. E.T. shout out another space creature film. You're a Spielberg guy. I'd imagine
Yeah.
you like E.T. E.T.
I haven't seen ET
was gonna
actually.
go.
but-
Okay, so
Wow.
I just saw Jaws the
there's
other
a
day.
big scene in E.T. where he eats Reese's Pieces, and the story behind that is they were going to go with M&Ms, and M&Ms or Hershey, whoever owns that, was like, "No, you're not. Fuck you. Here's the amount of money you have to pay." And they're like, "No, we're not going to do it." Reese's Pieces was new to the game, and they're new to the party. They're like, "You can use us for free." And then that year, Reese's Pieces skyrocketed over M&Ms.
TEJAS tonic.
This is how we become the new
Damn.
Coca-Cola, Phil.
We just got to get
you
Jeff
take him to
Bezos'
space,
number,
just like
and then
ET.
Suck dick as good as Katy Perry did, I guess.
You even think she was good at that?
Sucking. How do you suck a space dick?
Upside down.
Brother, same way you suck a regular
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot less gravity.
There was a Mansers episode about sex in space, I think, and how it was like almost impossible.
Oh, dude, I don't like the ideas that my balls
Might be above your dick.
Well, that's how you're getting testicular tangulation. I feel like when they start floating around like
Really?
Right.
I didn't even know testicular tangul. Say that again.
that. Did I say it right? Testicular tangulation. I
You
found
said it right.
I
I
found
just
out
couldn't say
about it
it.
recently too, and I'll never spin around again.
Use code WETPOD for 15% off MeUndies.
Oh, I thought you guys had like
Keep your balls in place.
I thought you had a remedy to untangle the nuts.
Yeah, me undies.
It's just me.
Hims, hers.
$10 an hour. I'll follow you around and keep.
How do you
straight.
untangle your nuts? You got to like whip it like a Beyblade or something.
Torsion?
You
The
gotta, like,
idea of
belt it out.
torsion scares the shit out of me.
I just imagine, you remember when headphones had wires and
Right.
you had to untangle those?
By the way, my headphones still have wires.
Yeah,
dude.
no, I'm not
Times
shitting on
are
them.
good.
They're better than AirPods, but when
Yeah.
can we fucking get wireless balls? That's what I'm trying to figure out, right?
Like, leave them at
Bezos.
home or
Yeah, where's all this money going to? We're sending 5 fucking broads up to space. We could be figuring out how to get
cancer still out
Bluetooth balls, dude.
there. Bluetooth balls.
Bluetooth balls, dude. There it
Bluetooth
is.
balls is what
Yeah.
I want. Hey Siri, speak to me.
Hey Siri, make me come.
Would y'all take male birth control?
No,
You wouldn't take male birth control?
I don't trust that shit.
They say that they've tried it with men before, but then that we became too hormonal.
Yeah,
They had to stop doing trust.
you know, women birth control fucks up their hormones too.
No, it's just funny that
It's horrible.
the world's willing to impose it on them, but not us.
Yeah.
Well, and we love women on this podcast, but
We do.
men are like, and this is like, there's scientific data behind this. Men are more likely to ask for raises, more likely to like. Women are more likely to try to commit suicide, but men are more likely to actually kill themselves because it's like men have that extra push to just,
Yeah, women
Yeah.
can attempt suicide for an Instagram post. Let's face
Yeah,
it.
and I don't know what started this
Getting-
conversation, but you were asking me, birth control. Women, like, they should say no to birth control. They should be like, don't come inside of me, you psycho.
Yeah.
That's what women should be saying.
Mhm.
But I don't know why they're not.
Because it feels too damn good, dude.
For
They
them?
don't want to admit it. A little,
Yeah,
a
maybe
little
it
cream
does.
pie, dude. a little CP.
Women, if you're listening, does it feel good to get busted inside?
Probably. Have you ever shit yourself just a little, just enough time to get to the toilet?
Yeah, it felt
That
terrible.
gliding feeling.
If I could take birth control to stop me shitting my pants, that'd be great.
Oh,
Shit
man.
control.
You know how like when the
Oh,
Squattie
man.
Pottie came out, you kind of have you used a Squattie Pottie?
Is that
Yeah.
the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Not
Turns
a
out-
fan.
Turns out I'm tall
Really?
enough to not need one.
You got man.
Because whenever I
think
use
maybe
one,
I'm
my
perfect.
knees are like at my nipples, and that's way too high.
If you kind of look at me, I'm kind of built like a caveman. Like I'm a knuckle drag, real long arms,
You have a long
gangly.
torso compared to your legs.
Yeah, so I might have because they say that the Squattie Pottie is the way we're naturally supposed to sit. So I
Right.
might have that body type.
You probably
Dude,
do.
when I sit on a Squattie Pottie, they come out like torpedoes, Phil. I mean, it's so satisfying.
So when I tried to use them, it was the opposite effect because, like I said, it's like too high.
Yeah.
Like right now, look, my knees are above my hips.
It's just and I don't.
Natural.
That is true.
Listen, I'm
Yeah.
asking for.
All of you are. Yeah.
I'm asking as a genuine. Is it a club foot situation? Does this have anything
No,
to do with
no.
it?
The only thing a clubfoot would impact would be walking on my tiptoes, being able to point my feet in the certain. I
Oh,
can't
so ballet
rotate.
was never an option, huh?
No, when I was younger though, I could walk on my toes, but the atrophy of growing older has made it like weird, dude. Like I remember when I was younger, I was like played select soccer, played select sports, and I would do ladder drills. I need to start doing ladder drills again.
You want to go do some footwork? I got some traps. We can
I
lay
think
out
I
the
need
traps.
to,
We
bro.
can do the ladders going.
Because
Come
doing
on.
that stuff
High
4 or
knees,
5 times a week at practice,
one in, one out.
I
Scissor.
didn't notice it. But now that I haven't been doing it for a decade, I feel like my leg, the atrophy is like, oh, those small, minute exercises were keeping me from from walking. And like, if I try to just walk in a straight line now, it's like a 30-degree.
So
angle
I think
to
you're
it.
underestimating. I think if 3 30-year-olds got together and did ladder drills, we're seeing at least one snap.
Oh, I
ACL.
want to do our own NFL combine.
Dude,
Are you
sign
kidding
up.
me?
Oh,
The
my-
Sunset Strip Combine.
Yes.
Let's
Dude.
figure out who's what.
You know how we're gonna look so ridiculous doing that shuttle drill.
Oh,
side
yeah.
to side, dude. You
Just-
lose that footwork.
This is where we should do an Austin comedy combine.
Yeah.
But this is where everyone's going to get fucked. When you have to run in a straight line, catch a ball from this direction, then catch a ball from this direction.
I just want to see people's 40
Bro.
times. I just want to see where me and the other door guys line
If
up
I
in
break
terms of
6
40s.
seconds, I don't think I could break 6
Look,
seconds,
you
actually.
guys are forgetting where it gets humbling is the bench press.
Oh,
All the boys around, dude. That's where it gets real fucking humbling, dude.
It's just the bar. You're like, yeah.
Only issue with I fuck that's infuriating because my shoulders have both blown out the back in like my years of doing stupid shit.
You're gonna have to sit out certain drills.
Like bench press is something I can do, but every time I try to put anything above a 45-pound weight on either side, my shoulders start going like, "Hey man, we might just not do this."
We got to get one of those things with the panels for the vertical. You know how you
Oh yeah. We don't even need that many panels.
That's where the arms come in handy, by the way.
But it's like a poor man, so we're just like coating a corner of the bar in like flour and seeing where someone can slap at the eyes.
Bro, when I did high school basketball for tryouts, you know how they measured your vertical? They slapped a piece of tape on the backboard and saw how high you could hit. I was the only kid at tryouts who couldn't hit the backboard at all.
Wait, so you had the tape on your hand?
No, the tape was on the backboard, and they put little measurements, right? Little check marks, inches up, and you would have to go and slap the backboard, and the coach would be on a ladder watching to see how high you slapped, and you'd write it down. And I was the only kid who couldn't hit the backboard.
You still made the team though, right?
Yeah, because I had a 4.0 and I could shoot.
Yeah,
they were like, he's going to be eligible, and he doesn't miss.
Only sport I was ever cut from was basketball because I couldn't lay up with the right leg. Made all the shots, just couldn't lay up with the right leg.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I could do left-handed layup, but I was like 9 for 10 on free throws. They were like, "You're the best free throw shooter here." I'm like, "I know. I'm sorry I can't jump." Luckily, with free throws, you don't have to jump.
That's the beauty of it.
You played basketball, baseball.
Basketball, baseball.
You?
Baseball, football.
And you?
Football, lacrosse.
Dang.
Wait.
Lacrosse, soccer.
Didn't we say sports?
Yeah, got your ass.
Actually, lacrosse is
Lacrosse is
they're,
way
they're
more
throwing
of a
mitts
sport
now,
than
dude.
baseball.
They're throwing mitts now, and when it's not on ice, I can see why it should be illegal.
Yeah.
It's literally just a fucking brawl, dude.
2 of the biggest hits I ever received were from lacrosse, not even football.
Yeah,
That's because I played goalie and I left the
Dude,
crease
that's
like an idiot.
okay. That no, honestly, like for whatever reason, I don't know why lacrosse gets shit on. That looks terrifying. That ball hurts.
Not to mention,
I use that to roll out my muscles.
You can just whack people.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing to me is like I always play goalie. So like when someone's running, like say you're a forward advancing like offensively, you're about to score, and you're running through defense. They're allowed to just fucking beat the shit out of you with that stick.
Yeah.
The only thing they have to do, like hockey, they can't cross check. So their hands have to be together on that stick the moment their body gets close to you. But until that point, like if you're running for the goal, they can just sit there and beat the shit out of you with that stick. There's no rule against that. That's completely legal.
Yeah, it's a Native American savage sport,
The only thing
bro.
you can't do is drive it into them, but you can hit them, and then as soon as you make full body contact, hands together, and you have to extend the arms, or you have to keep your hands to your chest. Yeah, I got lit the fuck up one time thinking I was going to take it upfield a little bit, and I didn't see one offensive guy left over from their fast break just on the left, and I'm like 6 feet out of the crease, and just boom, ball's loose, I'm on the ground, goal's wide open.
Is it a Native American game?
They used to play it over like
Or they
the
just use
span
like
of
a
many
wild
miles.
turkey egg or something? What were they using?
Rock. And then
my.
they used to make those with wood and then I guess yarn string, but then they would play it over miles and they would do it. I know, right? Friendly tribes would use it to.
At this point, we're just working out. What are we talking about?
Exactly, but they
It's
would
not a
kill each
game,
other.
a mile?
Some people would lose their lives.
Well,
in
yeah,
some
at the
of
end of the
scuffles.
stick, they would have a fucking arrowhead, like a bayonet. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's true.
A
but-
mile is so. That's literally like it's like it feels like a game of Call of Duty. That's intense.
So they'd play it through like a field and woods, and they'd use it to like settle differences between two tribes that were beefing, but necessarily didn't want to go to full warfare.
That's the point of sports. Sports were designed as like, hey, rather than our two armies kill a bunch of guys, why don't we take our best guys and then we play this sport?
And then when we win, we take your women.
Sure.
Yeah.
And now we got rid of that for some reason. That was the best
I
part.
think that still happens.
That's not
dude.
true at all.
I think that still happens. I think
you get to
win a
fuck the other
ring.
team's cheerleaders.
Yeah,
You'll see
yeah.
the Kevin Gates thing going on right now.
What is that?
No, I can't. I'm still on the Shannon
He's
Sharpe
like-
Snow Bunny story.
Marrying like Brittany Renner or something like that, and it's like apparently she's dated a bunch of NBA athletes, and LeBron James like said something about
Who is
it.
Kevin Gates?
Kevin
a
Gates, the
rapper.
rapper.
Okay.
I got 2 phones.
Oh,
one for the
2
plug,
phones.
One for the hose.
But
now
apparently he's,
he needs those 2
He's
phones,
like
huh?
cucking for real.
He's only
on
got
the
one
internet.
hoe now. It sounds like.
Yeah, one phone.
So
one
what
hoe.
happened? His ex?
Apparently, I think like LeBron James said something bad about his girlfriend and how like she had been like essentially ran through or something like that, and then he was just like, "LeBron, I love you, bro. Why would you say something like that? I love you, bro." Just like being a total softy about it.
Just
and
being a
not
cuck?
Yeah.
A lot of cucks out there.
Cucks are hot these days. They're making a comeback. It's gonna be a
But they're not
cuckold
coming
somewhere.
at all.
Yeah.
The cuck bag.
What I meant to say, somebody else is coming on their woman's back.
Yeah. Oh man. I've tried this joke before. It worked once as a crowd work bit and then never again. But it was like, I haven't done cuckolding, but I get the logic. It's like, I can't make this bitch come. You fucking try. It worked once during COVID at an outdoor show and then
It's
never
like, dude,
again.
it's not a cuckold. My hammies are getting tight. I've been trying all night. Someone else has
Tag
to get
team,
in here.
yeah.
Happy wife, happy life. I don't care how we get there. Are you guys seeing that the allegations against Uncle Shay Shay?
Shannon Sharpe?
Yeah.
I know that I heard about it. Someone was talking about it last night. Someone was saying that he was like choking a bitch.
Yeah. So
And he was
what's
saying
going on?
she asked for
Where
it.
is this?
Shannon Sharpe.
You know Shannon. Skip. I
Club
think
Shay
you-
Shay.
you-
He's the one who did. He
What does he do?
interviewed Cat Williams
Yeah,
that
was
went
the big
viral.
Cat
Oh,
Williams.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He
Yeah.
also won a couple Super Bowls. I don't want to leave that part out.
Of the
Yeah.
great
One of the
tight-
greatest tight ends,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's not a good person.
As
He's a
it
great
turns out,
person.
he's a bit of an abuser.
Okay.
Allegedly, as of now. We just have to follow the judicial system of America.
Right.
Yeah,
Everyone
let's follow
deserves
the
due
judicial
process.
system of
Innocent
America.
until proven guilty, but it is damning evidence against him, and it's not looking good. But some girl just released this video of, an audio recording of them having a conversation where he was pissed off at her, and the reason was never made clear on why he was angry. But he's like, "You know, when I see you, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you, right?" And she's like, "I don't want to be choked." He's like, "Well, it doesn't sound like you have a damn choice now, does it?"
Jesus
And
Christ.
she's like, "I don't want to be
Shannon.
choked." And then he gets all like sexy. He's like, "I know you want to be choked."
Jesus Christ.
He's a real horn dog. But
Yeah, and she wants 50 mil.
there's the big lawsuit now, and this is all going on during, I think Spotify is trying to offer him a Rogan type deal.
Yeah.
And so that's getting fucked.
I think that's a telltale sign of someone who has now had money longer than they didn't have money for.
Yeah.
Because as someone who's like in pursuit of the bag, and if I got it, why would you ever do anything to jeopardize that?
You don't. You don't.
Alongside the just simple moral and ethics of not doing that as a good person.
Yeah, maybe that part first.
And then
but-
to have all that to lose is just like, I guess, I don't know. Some people are crazy. That's nuts to me.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
Honestly, if I make it, I might just break up with everybody and become a hermit.
Yeah, that's the
Not
way to
risking
do it.
any type of communication with anybody.
Yeah.
Any of you. Just a cabin with a whole bunch of...
It's just you and Maria Bamford.
That was one. So, do you know who Maria
neighbor.
Taylor is?
It's not ringing a bell.
Maria Taylor is, I think, ESPN or Fox Sports lady who apparently went from being like a bartender to sucking her way to the top of Fox Sports.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was apparently having sex with Shannon Sharpe, Skip Bayless, all these people. Skip got it in,
Oh
dude.
my
Wow.
And this lawsuit came out just recently, and she's still on TV.
She fucked Stephen A.
Oh, Stephen A is in some other trouble right now.
Because Stephen A just made a comment about the whole Shannon thing the other night.
Okay,
So what is he in?
I don't know,
Man,
but I
dude,
there's
everyone
too
at
much.
the top is act wilding right now.
That's how you know it's
saying they're opening up room
Phil,
for
they're
us.
wilding up there.
They're
Dude, what's
wild.
happening? Why are we the sane people down below?
Who am I looking at? Stephen A. Smith.
Shedeur Sanders was another thing we were going to cover. in
Oh,
terms of
Shedeur
sports.
Sanders. Yeah,
Shedeur.
maybe he has some allegations. That's why he's not getting drafted.
That
I
was
feel
my
like we
thing.
have, I
He's
feel like
gotta
we
have
have
something.
interesting takes on this. And may I just say, and I don't know where Markus leans on this. I'm anxious to see.
Who?
I am a huge Coach Prime guy. I love Dion.
I like
Dion.
Deion Sanders. I'm a fan of Deion Sanders. I think he's a great coach. I think Shedeur Sanders was overrated. And I think we all played youth sports.
Yeah.
Tell me that I'm wrong when I say the coach's kid gets preferential treatment, the coach's kid gets hyped up by the coach, and honestly, he's never that good.
Yeah.
He's never that good.
He's
when
just
you're-
good enough
And when
always.
you're the coach's son, who's the coach happens to be a 2-sport MVP.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's real. Is that a real stat?
He was great in 2 sports.
Two
He won
sport.
2
Let's
games
just call
and
let's just call him a
one
2-sport stallion.
Yeah.
We'll call him that. That's you can't rebuke that.
And
You get extra special treatment at that
Yeah.
point. I mean, he's walked his. I mean, the NFL. I think it's, Mumford kept saying this last night. The NFL, they're trying to make a point.
Yeah. And at this point, I think it's like, and by the time this comes out, I'm sure he'll have been drafted. But through 3 rounds, he hasn't been. And he was supposed to be a top 5 pick.
Dude, of
And there's a lot of teams that could use a quarterback. But I think at this point, no team wants to be the one that picks him.
Yeah.
And he's fallen so far. No team's like,
The
do we
Cowboys
want
should
that
snag
smoke?
him up.
The Cowboys are not going to. You know why?
They can't.
Jerry Jones doesn't want to fuck with his dad.
I know that's what you were saying yesterday. Is that
Yeah.
they don't want Sanders in the locker room, which makes total sense. But I mean, if the family's kind of like detached from reality, and I think a good fit for them would be a team that's also detached from reality, which is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think that it would actually be shit. I mean, at this point, why not just go full into it and just be like, yeah, we're just going to be a marketing.
You
team.
guys have a quarterback.
Yeah, but we're already an advertising firm. Just fucking put the Sanders jersey out there and make the money. Get a whole other stadium. Get an away stadium in the same state. That'd be
Getting away stadium.
So Shedeur played college for 2 years.
3 years.
Three
So he
years.
played 1 year at HBCU, Jacksonville State. I think it was Jacksonville State.
Or is that the team that Coach Neon first started coaching?
Neon.
For? I know.
Yeah, I mean,
like
Coach Neon?
I like calling him Neon.
They put CSU back on the map. I will say that much. CSU was a good school,
CU.
but
Oh.
sorry.
Dude,
CU.
yeah. What they did with the swag, they looked fucking badass. That team looked sick.
But let me also add this. It got fucking annoying.
It did,
because
yeah.
they were a mediocre team. Even with Shedeur, they had the Heisman Trophy winner and went 8-4.
And then, so that first season, didn't they lose to Colorado State? And that was the coach that like, we're not playing for likes. We're not playing for Instagram.
That was Oregon. That was Oregon.
badass. That was a good speech, dude.
Yeah, that guy's a great fucking coach. And Deion's a great coach too. But again, I think you get clouded when your kid's on the team.
You definitely.
And I was talking to someone yesterday about this too. You know what the problem? One of the reasons I think Shedeur isn't getting drafted is he took so many sacks last year. He would just get sacked because he didn't want to throw an incompletion. He didn't want to throw it out of bounds because that was going to hurt his completion percentage. He had like the best completion percentage in college football. And he was like, well, I don't want to, if I throw an incompletion, that stat's going to get worse. It's like, yeah, but if you take a sack, your team is doing worse. He doesn't give a fuck about the team.
Right.
That's why he's not getting drafted.
And isn't his other son plays defense and is like way better?
No, he's not even. I don't know if he's. Not now. I don't know if he's
maybe
better
I'm
or not.
mistaken.
He wasn't a star. Shiloh Sanders.
Could
he
Shedeur
started.
be better at a different position? Should he just not be quarterback?
No, he's too chunky to
It's
be anything
mindset,
else.
man.
Yeah.
It's all in his head.
And he
Now,
doesn't
this is a
have
good
the,
comparison. I haven't thought about this. What are you more disgusted by, this situation or LeBron and his son?
Oh, I don't know which
That's a
one's
good
more
comparison.
disgusting.
Who is he playing? Is he playing for the?
They play
Lakers.
together on the Lakers, and he's.
I thought I
LeBron-
saw that last
he's
night.
not good.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
very-
I don't know if you know this. I don't really follow.
Horrible.
I thought I was on acid last night because I knew his son was in the league, and I don't really keep up with the NBA that much, especially this year being a Mavs fan.
They're teammates.
And I was like looking there. I was watching Luka play because the game last night was crazy for them to come back. Milwaukee came back and beat them last night, and I was sitting there watching the game, and I was like, I just see two James jerseys, and I saw James Jr. I was like,
yeah,
surely not on the same team, right? And then now I'm hearing it again. I'm like, that's insane, right? So you're telling me he has his son on the team, and then he has his like baby boy there, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna make my son great. I'm gonna go and get Luka Doncic to influence my son as a teammate.
This is where. So I used to
feel
be
burned,
a
bro.
huge Lakers fan, and the minute we got LeBron, I stopped giving a fuck. I don't even watch basketball now. I hate that he made this stance about his son when he started getting popped because he was a good high school player and like he was making a splash in that circuit. And Bron's like, I just don't want me to overshadow my son's legacy. I don't want people to see him and think about me. Except I named him after me, and I'm gonna fucking walk him into the NBA and put him on my team where he's under my fucking shadow. He's such an idiot. LeBron is all about himself.
Is he good?
And he's a celebrity over a basketball player now.
Yeah.
But we're talking about his son. I don't know.
So
Fuck, he's not
Bronny James played at USC for like one half of a season.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even play. It was like a big deal when he made his first shot in college. He wasn't even good in college for a mediocre team. And he got drafted in the second round. He got drafted ahead of Shedeur Sanders, technically. There's only 2 rounds in the NBA draft.
So it's just another Nepo sports baby.
It's literally a Nepo sports baby. And that's what I'm talking about. Coach's kid can go fuck himself, all right? I remember one time I was playing Little League Baseball, and the coach's kid was pitching, getting fucking torched. And the coach didn't want to pull him.
Yeah.
Didn't want to pull, just keeps giving up hit after hit. And then eventually the coach goes out to pull him, and the kid throws a fit. And he's like throwing his glove and shit. And I'm standing at fucking whatever, shortstop. I don't know where I was playing. But I'm just watching this like, and I'm like 8.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is dumb as fuck.
It's so. I mean, literally. I mean, it's so nostalgic to think about. Like the pitcher always coaches son. Yeah.
Quarterback.
Shortstop, nicest glove on the team. Third base, Great
Psycho.
arm,
Yeah.
no accuracy.
Yeah, that was me, dude. I played third in high
Me
school.
too. Second base, can't make the throw from shortstop.
That's where I should have
First
played.
base, tallest guy on the team. Left field, pretty good glove. Center field, fastest guy on the team. Right field, worst player. Catcher, fattest / sweatest guy on the team.
That's 100% it, dude.
And it's you literally just look when you're the coach and you're day one, you don't even need to practice. You look at them. We got our roster.
Yeah.
I got my lineup. The fat guy batting fourth every time.
Yeah. Hey, Tubby, see if these catcher's pads fit you. Otherwise,
Always
you got to
batted.
buy new ones yourself.
You
Always
gotta
batted
give him the
second and fourth and
sacks.
played right field.
Yeah,
Yep.
checks out.
What'd you play?
I always batted second and fourth, and I would play right field or second base. But I never liked second base. It was too chaotic.
I loved second base.
No,
You
it
could just
scared me.
knock the ball down with your body and still make the throw over, dude.
I was always a pretty good hitter. I had a pretty predictable swing too, right over shortstop's head, just middle of the field.
Nice.
It's almost like you could just science to it.
Yeah. No, what's crazy is like 8 months ago when we did our college football preview show, we were talking about Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter and everything. And me and you literally talked about how he's an overrated quarterback. And this was months ago.
He's slow.
Real quick, I'm not going to sideline you too hard, but that guy Travis, he's the real deal, right?
Travis Hunter is legit.
Okay.
Jackson
and he went
Dart.
second,
He went second
first
overall.
round, second overall.
Yeah. Jackson Dart is, we'll
White guy,
see.
white guy.
Of course.
Yeah.
His name's Jackson
got it.
Dart.
What's up with the Giants?
Got a gun
Always
on him.
taking the white quarterback over the obvious.
Yeah,
black
there's a
quarterback.
whole
They
thing
did that with
online
Daniel
right now.
Jones.
Yeah, there's a thing that they're just a racist franchise because they won't take a black
They're-
quarterback.
Them and the
dude.
Patriots. Well, maybe it's since Belichick left. They used to just when your receiving core is all white, we gotta look a little deep into this.
Six
We've got to
Super Bowls.
investigate this a little bit. I feel like
6 Super Bowls.
6 Super Bowls. Yeah,
Just saying.
touche.
Oh man.
Also, they had plenty of black wide receivers, dude.
No, they did. I know, but it's that was. I mean,
They just happened to utilize white receivers properly.
they had a white running back at one point too.
White,
within recent-
okay, I know this is controversial. White people can do a lot of incredible things,
I know, but I just know.
All right,
for,
guys.
All I'm saying is,
except be vice president.
I'm going off of field research.
Yeah.
As a guy who's played sports, the black kids tend to be faster.
Yeah, but that's changing too.
Field research.
White guys are catching up.
Yeah, I mean, it is all evolution. I guess everything changes over time.
Well, also, a lot of the white kids have all the money growing up, so they get to go to all these camps and all these technique things. Here's how you run better and shit like that. And it's like, I don't know, man. I was just out there to have fun.
Yeah, I mean, white people really never had to run away from like tigers or anything.
No.
Geographic.
You want to move on from this topic, I can tell.
Yeah, a lot of us. What do you say? Latin American baseball players
Yeah.
hitting the ball really
We don't
good.
say that. We say Mexican, but
They're different.
Well, you know why they're
Very
so
few.
good?
None of them are Mexican.
no, I know, but that's the joke.
You know why a lot of those guys in
racist
South America are good, man? Because they here's
They're
how
all
they,
Islanders.
they learn how to play baseball with not a glove or a ball.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say hitting the hammer with the nail.
No,
the nail with the hammer.
No.
and
I mean,
hand-eye
that helps with the
coordination.
hitting. I'm talking about the fielding, right? They would take like a fucking a milk carton, carve it out into a glove, and then catch rocks with it.
Yeah.
And if you can, literally, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can field a rock with a milk carton, and you give this kid a fucking $300 glove,
Do you know what it really is?
what is it really?
In the countries like Colombia, Dominican Republic, and places like that that really pride baseball.
Venezuela.
At like
Venezuela.
8 years old, you get that you were either told you were going to pursue education, you're not smart enough for education, or you are going to play baseball from here on out. And then you get sent away and you play baseball around the clock until you're 18. And then you come up and they have like direct pipelines to MLB. Like
You're not
small
trying to say
circuit
this
teams.
is a bad thing, right? Because
Not
I
at
would
all.
I would
No.
put my kid right into that
No,
pipeline.
no. For
Send
most
him
of these
to
people,
Venezuela.
this is. I mean, they're getting out of the shit
Yeah.
that they send their kids away willingly. Because like,
Yeah.
if you're telling me he has an affinity to play good ball, then let him go play good ball, and then he gets the chance to get his entire family out.
Then
of
he
the
gets to
situation.
play for the Yankees.
Exactly. The
Yeah,
Yankees.
He gets to play for the New York
Yankees.
Fuck,
Yankees.
even AAA baseball, they're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They get to come to America. So
Dude,
it's like,
do you guys know? You know who Bartolo Colon is? You know
Oh
who that is?
yeah, I remember
He's just,
Bartolo. He's got your body type, just to say.
that's
he literally looks
one thing
like
I
you.
love about baseball is I can go out there
but-
and see a
but
picture. I'm
your-
like, he's like, we ate the same thing
No.
this morning.
Yeah,
Phil, your body type, like 80 pounds. He's huge.
big guy.
But a graceful. I mean, but he in an interview said that he got his arm strength by just hucking coconuts at a brick wall when he was a kid. And he also used to take his donkey Poncho. This was in an interview that he said he used to ride his donkey, like I think it was like 14 miles back and forth to practice.
Yeah.
He would just have his bat and his mitt in the saddle.
That's so awesome.
And then he made it. He pitched for like I think 15 seasons or something
be
as
crazy.
as a morbidly obese man.
And he hit home runs every now and then
as
too.
A pitcher,
as a
dude,
pitcher.
crazy.
It's crazy to me that like someone with my body size and stature could just be like, if I went outside right now and I could just huck a rock 90, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, this is the argument that like baseball's not an endurance sport. It's not. I played baseball. It's my favorite sport. If you can play a sport with a full fucking lip of tobacco in, it's not. You know, you can't do that in football.
That's how I feel about golf too.
You can do that. Yeah, you could do it in football.
I mean, you'd have to be a savage, dude.
They smoke cigarettes while they play football. Like Joe Montana was smoking a pack while he would be in between.
The thing about baseball is the endurance part comes in. It's 162 games, and the game could go as long as it could go.
Yeah.
Extra innings. There's no time limit. There's not pitch clock, but there's no limit on how long the game can go. And then like the fact that there's so much time where you're not doing anything. It's all in your head. That's why you need the nicotine.
Yeah.
Because you got to be like, fuck, man, I really want to just not think about this right now.
You need to spit. You need something.
Did y'all see the skip in the simulation the other day? There was a baseball game. It was a triple A.
Yes, that
team.
same play back where it bounced off the dude's glove.
Same count. It was like 2 outs, same ball count on the mound. And then it's a hit to the shortstop off of third base's shoe, pops him in the air. Shortstop catches it, throws him out at first. Happens in the same inning. The exact same spot in the field, same count.
Same guy, the guy that made the play, then hits the ball to the guy that hit it to him.
They put
it
the
bounces
videos
off his glove the exact same way in the same count, and that dude makes the play.
They
mean,
put
what
the
a beautiful
videos
sport, man.
next to each other, and it's like the only thing that changes is the color of the jerseys.
I'll tell you, Japan's,
Look at this.
and that's the exact same game in the same inning.
It's like Stranger Things.
That's baseball.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, but there's like a statistical anomaly.
Dude, I went
It's
to
the whole sport.
I went to a baseball game in Japan. We can learn a couple things from the way they're doing it, fellas.
Why? What's going on?
One,
Little banana action.
with a couple things. One, they have a band in the stands that plays a different song for every batter, and it just makes it so like it feels like you're in a gladiator stadium.
Marching
dude.
band or like
Marching
rock?
band
Okay,
style,
cool.
yeah. And then they have cheerleaders in the outfield in between when they're warming up. It's cool. I don't need it, but it's it's fun.
I want it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I like it. All right. Let's be honest. I fucking loved it. And then
I fucking need it.
and
That
then
was weird. Yeah.
the pitcher, when they would take the relief pitcher out, they bring him out in a little car, dude. Like a little tiny, he's sitting in the back waving at everybody. The car guy's honking. It's amazing. It saves the energy. He doesn't have to run out.
Right.
I don't know if you saw that the other day. Some pitcher for the Mets, I think, this old guy, he tried to do the wild thing, Major League, where he sprints out to be funny. But then when he got to the mound, he was legitimately like we were talking about. He was like a chubbier guy. And the first 2 pitches were home runs. He was like literally just like gassed on the mound. And his entire team was like,
Pitch
what
clock's running. He's like,
dude,
fuck.
when he sprinted out, the catcher took his mask off, and you can see him mouth, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
And the guy's just gassed the whole time.
I like that part.
Yeah.
The run out is
Giving
sick.
him one of these.
Dude, put him in a little Lamborghini though.
Yeah,
It's fun. I'm
that's
telling
cool.
you.
That is Kenny Powers shit though. To sprint to the mound and then just be
dude.
exhausted.
Fuck
Did you
You're
see
out.
Angels in the outfield with a pitcher? He sprints out and just slides on the mound. It's so fucking slide to the mound.
Fuck, dude. I love baseball. I want to play some more baseball.
Also in Japan, I cannot believe this hasn't made its way to America. They have a lady with a keg on her back walking up. You don't have to leave to get a beer. You can just refill your beer in the stands. You pay her however many, and she fills up your cup with the keg on her back.
Huh.
They didn't. It's crazy that they make a woman do that. It looked very hard. It looks so
Probably
tough.
strong as
tipper.
fuck. She's
Yeah.
a beer geisha.
Yeah.
I love that.
They still dress them like little schoolgirls for some reason. It's so weird.
Japan figured some stuff out.
Business attire over there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the EFIS pitch?
Explain.
Okay, I went to go see this movie with Jake when he was in town. It was called EFIS, EEPHUS. It's a type of pitch that apparently you like throw it really, really slow and super, super high, and it's supposed to give the illusion that it's moving at you, but it looks like it almost stops in midair if you throw it right, and then it's like you'll get like a whiff out of the batter. Yeah, you ever heard of this? I made a whole movie. It's not about the pitch at all, actually. It's like I watched this movie, dog shit movie. It's like it's about this like public field, like veterans field, where these guys get together and play like basically a beer league, but it's getting shut down and torn down. And the whole movie is just about the last game played there. No storyline, no plot, no like one guy's getting a divorce, none of this shit. Just like, literally baseball love, like love of the spectacle of what it feels like to be out there that day. and they talk about this pitch, and I'm like, y'all would be the only two guys I think that would actually enjoy this movie, is what I'm starting to realize right now. Y'all should both watch it and report back to me.
Movie about Knuckleballs. You seen that?
That's a phenomenal documentary.
R.A. Dickey and
R.A. Dickey. I love baseball.
And then who's the guy who just died? Wakefield.
Whoa.
Tim Wakefield. It's about them. And I like it. After every inning, it shows, I think it's Wakefield, filing his nail down to exactly the way he needs it. It's intense, but literally, like, they can't control the pitch. So it's like you're good at throwing it, but you still, a knuckleball, the point of it is there's no direction.
Isn't that how comedy feels sometimes?
Pretty much.
Like every joke, it feels like a fucking knuckleball.
It's
You're
like
like,
that's a
drifting
great
a car.
fucking comparison.
fuck, I hope
dude.
it works again. Oh, it worked again.
Well, the
Fuck.
whole point is that you're controlling the entropy of it.
Yeah. Well, there was a playoff series where Tim Wakefield like had Derek Jeter in his back pocket, Boston Yankees playoffs, and they interviewed Derek Jeter, and they're like, "What's it like swinging at a pitch and you don't know where it's gonna be?" He's like, "I mean, he doesn't even know where it's gonna be. So I fucking close my eyes and hope for the best."
Oh shit, man. Yeah.
It's so weird.
And there's only a couple guys that can do it, and it's kind of being like a kicker, but way more niche. Like, you just gotta hope that someone wants a knuckleball.
It's like being a
Exactly.
punter.
In the movie, they talk about how it's like a strange allocation to even go and grab that player, and how they're only good for like that one thing essentially, because they don't have any other pitches in their bag other than this one thing.
Yeah, it's just the point of having a knuckleballer is having a wild card on your team. Like you can't prepare for this guy.
It's a psych weapon.
Yeah,
It's a kick.
I guess
Icing
you
the
could
kicker.
prepare. I mean, just get a guy that throws a knuckleball on the training staff.
Yeah, you got to get good at reading the pitch and eventually just realizing like, I think the problem with it is like, oh, this one is going to be a ball, and then it just comes right and it strikes on you. Like,
You
fuck.
also can see the seam in it.
Yeah.
You're watching this. It's like, that's got to be trippy if you're used to watching a ball just come barreling down, spinning. You're focused on a white dot. Now you're focused on
Are we
a
at
thread.
Can you challenge balls and strikes now? I don't think
No,
so. Right?
but what they started doing in spring training was having like AI or whatever, like a computer thing that can double check the umpire.
Yeah,
but they didn't do that for the regular season because it's still new.
Because I think the umpire is slowly.
Oh, they're fucking terrible, bro.
I think they're trying to get him out.
Good.
Yeah.
Replace those motherfuckers with robots, dude. Before they replace anyone else with robots, umpires in baseball, I'm sorry, you guys suck ass. All right.
Steve Reich.
Yeah.
Not even a
right.
robot, just a fucking call. Like AI could call that now easily.
Well, it's crazy because when I watch baseball, anywhere you watch baseball, they have the strike zone there.
Yeah, they can put a fake, first down line.
Yeah, it's like we know if it's a ball or a strike before the umpire even calls it.
And then sometimes you see the calls and you're like, I mean, is this TV calibrated wrong or is this guy fucking drunk? Is he getting beer from the Asian lady?
You know, You know what's getting good though is the ejections. There's been some good. They just keep getting spicier and spicier because now they know it's going to be on social media. And you don't want to look like a bitch. It's a bummer that I'll never get to kick dirt on an umpire on national.
true.
TV.
You don't know on national TV, maybe.
What
Well,
started
unless maybe I throw out a first pitch and just do the most disrespectful thing ever.
Sunset Strip softball team.
Bro, we would. I'm challenging you. We would fuck up the mothership. I know we would. I've been trying to get this going, dude.
I'll be catcher.
I know
Then we get Austin
Creek
to be
wanted to
catcher.
do it. I think we could get at least
We have a
3-4
good
clubs
squad.
in, do a round robin.
We
Maybe
call
we-
us the comedy clubs.
We happen to have Tim Timmons, father of Jack Timmons, a retired MLB umpire. We can get this legit.
a one-time master class on the field grounding balls, Mr. Timmons.
Well, no, he can give you a master class on how to umpire.
Oh, okay.
I actually, when he came to town, I asked him to judge my strike three. He told me I have a lot of work. He did
think we
his,
should
dude,
do
and
this.
it was in the back of the creek. He gave a strike three, a legitimate MLB umpire, and the ball's on me, by the way, for asking him to do it. I'll never do it again. I realize in hindsight that was abrupt, but he gave a strike three, and you could hear a pin drop back there. A commanded dude. That was good. That was good. He does his low too, like a chainsaw.
Oh, you wanna try?
Dude, I was watching. It was a play at a Tigers game the other day where the guy got thrown out at second, and the umpire didn't even do one of these. He just went like, he straight humped the air,
Dude.
And I was like, oh my god.
Back when I played ball, I don't remember at what age, we had an umpire that for balls, if it was a ball, he would just go, nope.
That's funny, dude.
It's correct. Nope.
It's like, is it a call or is it an emotion evoked through the pitch in a weird way?
That is another cool thing about baseball is that every umpire kind of has its style.
Foul ball.
There's this guy Angel Hernandez. Have you seen it?
He's the worst.
He's
yeah.
the worst umpire in the game, and they're some legendary Bears football player. I forgot what they called him. Oh, they called him Mondo. Is that ringing a bell? Do you know who Mondo was?
Vaguely.
Yeah, he was like a linebacker or something, and beloved character. And there was a Cubs game, and he did the 7th inning stretch. And before he started singing, he straight up called out the home plate umpire, who was Angel Hernandez. And after the 7th inning stretch, Angel Hernandez ejected this guy from the stadium.
That's so
Who's a
funny.
beloved like Chicago figure. So then the entire stadium was like booing the umpire.
Have either of y'all ever umped before?
No.
I did Little League umpiring, and dude, there's a certain age where like they're pitching fast enough and the catcher can't catch it. And you're just getting fucking rocked.
Oh, fuck that.
It just keeps hitting me in the toe. Like, that's where there's no protection for that. And I just kept getting nailed in the toe.
Ugh. I reffed intramural basketball in college. Bro, basketball is the worst.
Especially like if you're doing that in like an inner city, it gets tense in there.
Even worse, a frat league.
Oh, fuck.
You call a foul on a frat guy? Bro, what? I'm like, you literally ripped his arm down. I don't know what you want me to do. Not call that? You're going to pay me? You're going to give me some free beer or something?
It's very funny to keep calling the referee a douchebag.
Yeah.
You fucking douche.
I'm like, dude, I'm also in college. We're all in college,
Hey,
man.
who do you know here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I refed youth soccer, and it was a nightmare. Youth soccer was, they always
Because you
tell
got to run around with them, Phil.
Well, you get that was fine because it was like smaller fields, but you would do other, like they would always tell you position yourself like a chess piece when you get to the age groups where you have to start carding people, like U14 girls.
They told you to position yourself like a chess piece.
So like when
you thought you were a
put-
knight, so
when
you just start jumping over people.
So like you have to be stern with it, and you're not opening up a conversation. You're just like, that's the call. And like in soccer, like baseball, they'll tell you your calls are final. There's no review board. Like you have to stand behind your decision and like mean it. But then you do shit, and then the parents, like 13-year-old parents, you'd have like a parent in your face. You're like, I'm 16,
dude,
and you'd have a parent in your face yelling down your throat, a coach saying you're endangering my kids, and you're like, hey man.
Youth sports are
They're 8.
insane. I coached, when I was stationed in San Antonio, I coached TIFA, Texas Youth Football Association.
Oh, Jesus
At
Christ.
the time, I was the defensive coordinator for the Southside Hornets. Shout out. I think they still exist. But I think at the time, we were on the show Friday Night Tykes. Do you remember this show?
Yeah.
Dude, we weren't one of the teams they followed. We were one of the teams one of the good teams. We got shit pumped, dude. You just see, I think there's a scene where you see me throw down my clipboard.
But,
Bro, we got to get that clip.
Yeah, I got to find it. I know it exists. I have to find it somewhere. But we had to do press conferences, dude. San Antonio had a fucking radio station for Texas youth football. You could tune in and hear how the local squads do. It's disgusting to think about.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me. And I had we had to stop letting coaches, we had to stop letting dads on the field after the game because I had a dad literally get in this guy would have kicked my ass too. He was huge, this huge Mexican dude, because he was mad that his son was the starting running back and not the starting quarterback. We were a running program.
Hey, fool.
We ran a double wing T. Why do you want your kid to be a fucking QB?
Hey, fool. Hey, kid, he can't throw the ball.
No, he fucking slings it for. I see him in the backyard, dude. You should see the way he throws the carne asada on the grill, fool. He's got a great arm, Missy.
Hey, did your parents ever get kicked out of games?
My dad
did. He got kicked out of one because I was rounding third base, and I slipped, and I got tagged out, and I like hurt my fucking knee, and I was down for a second, and the other coach on the other team went up to me, horse collared me, and like pulled me up. I was like choked me up to my feet, and my dad, dude, stormed on to this day. I mean, he's my hero. Stormed on the field. Every one of my coaches was like holding my dad back, and he's like screaming. Got banned from the field.
Bro, you cannot touch another kid like that. That's the problem with youth sports too. Is like the coaches get too into it, but like, bro, you can't fucking
crazy
do
to be
that.
that into it. With
My dad was never
dog.
My dad was never
help the kid up.
Yeah,
bro. He choked me up. I remember the feeling of my
insane.
jersey on my
Yeah,
neck.
I'm
Like,
sure.
what is happening?
Like, what am I, a
getting beat up?
baby tiger right now? What the fuck?
And you're in
Yeah,
it.
like
not-
a cat grabbing the neck fat.
You're not ready to be up.
Yeah, well,
Also.
dude, I was taking a breather.
Yeah. My
I just
dad
ran
removed our whole
from home
team
plate to third, dude. I'm tired.
from multiple games. He like threw a fit. There's a couple times we played indoor where the refs just would not be calling shit. Like we were getting slammed up against the wall or just dog shit calls.
Soccer?
Yeah. And my dad would throw like an actual fit and be like, well, if you're not going to call that, whatever, I'm taking my squad out of here. And then sure enough, another slide tackle, kid like slams up against the side of the wall. He's like, no, stop him. They're not even going to stop play there. And then I remember one time he's like, "That's fucking it. Everyone off, all my players off the field." And this is like an indoor complex. So it's just ricocheting off the walls. There's 2 other fields, and now every other field is stopped and looking at my dad throw a fit. And then like all the other like teammates, I remember being like, "My dad's like fucking crazy. This is cool. He's like really good." And then all the other parents being like agreeing with him. I'm like, what's going on? I feel like we were just playing soccer.
Yeah.
I feel like they just wanted to be enraged about something. And like that tribal mindset clicked in where it was like all the parents against the other parents.
Because
it does turn into that, yeah.
They're still just living vicariously. It's like 30% of the parents on any sports team wanted to make it and didn't. And now they're just like hoping that their son.
Yeah.
When we played high school soccer, it was all the football kids. And then in the off season, we all played soccer together. And my dad coached that too. And multiple times during our last season, we were called those guys. So that was just like a confusing thing. And then we got multiple bench clearing fights.
Nice.
Multiple. I mean, fist fights, peeling the other kids off other kids, parents getting involved.
But the good thing is in a soccer fight, you just have to bump into them and they fly to the ground.
Yeah.
No, this was like after stop of play, and there's like actually kids welling.
Dude, those
on each other.
soccer flops are crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just such a part of the game, too.
Basketball has it now too.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about hockey. There ain't no flopping in hockey. You might lose an edge and just slip and fall, and that's funny. I remember one of my last hockey games, I wrecked this kid so fucking hard. Like he was like
into the
looking
boards
back.
or open ice?
Open ice.
Oh.
Like this kid was skating forward and he turned back to like the puck was getting passed to him. And as soon as it hit his stick and he looked, I just shoulder fucked him. Just
So like his momentum stopped too.
yes.
And, then
And he had the puck. I hit him in the fucking chest with my shoulder. No head contact other than when his head hit the ice after. Just legs out, slammed on the ground. They stopped playing, had to cart this kid off the ice. Their biggest kid and their littlest kid, who happened to be their captain, this midget kid, they both tried to fight me, and the rest were like, "It's a clean hit." My coach is like, "Just come on the bench for a little
Can you
bit."
throw gloves in Pee Wee?
No, you can't. You
They'll
can't.
stop,
You
yeah.
can't fight till it's actually like minor league hockey. But this kid was trying to fight me. This big kid was trying to fight me, and then the little kid was trying to fight me.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad was sitting in the crowd. This is one of the times my dad didn't get kicked out. I'll tell you some kicked out stories from my dad in a second. But like he was sitting up there, and afterwards when he drove me home, he was like, "Yeah, some of the other teams' parents were like, yeah, that kid's been headhunting the whole game. That kid's a
Headhunting.
yeah,
Headhunting. How old
Yeah.
were you?
13.
Yeah, I was out there headhunting.
I will be honest, because I think the statute of limitations is
He's
passed.
throwing his gloves off after every single hit.
Dude, he's
Dude,
like on Overwatch.
I
dude,
got
just
checked
sniping.
into the boards like 2 minutes before that, and I was just looking to hit somebody. I will be honest, and I fucked this kid up. Dude.
I think
used to pick
hockey
on
is a
him.
great that type of thing. Like the way you just described that is a perfect way for little kids to get like rage out. I feel like.
Oh, dude, my first 2 years in hockey, I was just like learning how to play, and I wasn't really, I was okay. I had some skill, but my last 2 years, I got better. And I got a little bit bigger, and I figured out how leverage worked. And I fucked some kids up, man. Because I'm not a big guy.
Yeah.
But once you figure some angles out,
Well, that's
Dude.
The science of like the ice and the skates is why there's still like some small guys that destroy.
Yeah.
Like they just figure out, they tweak it, and then you got who's that huge dude on Boston that has like a modified stick because he's so tall? Is it
Chara, I
Chara,
don't think he
yeah,
still
Chara.
plays, but
Chara.
yeah,
He
he
was,
was
like, 7
he was
foot on
huge,
skates.
man.
Yeah.
Mhm. I remember. So kicked out story. This is back to baseball. My brother's playing. I'm just at the game to watch, right?
Of course.
I'm not playing. I'm just the little brother. And my dad starts arguing balls and strikes with the umpire at a fucking little league game. And at some point he yells, "This is chicken shit."
Is he like this? Is he on the cage? I imagine your dad just
We're
like
in the
fingers,
stands.
Fingers in
Yeah,
the
my
in the
dad
No.
wasn't a cage dad either. My dad was always top. The Eagles nest at the top.
Well,
dude.
and it wasn't even that high.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
it's
I
like
mean?
4 levels.
We're
Your
on
dad was
level
up in the
4.
thing?
My dad would
Oh,
always
yeah.
be up in the bleachers.
And my dad just yells, "This is chicken shit," and the umpire stops the game and kicks him out. And I'm sitting there like, do I gotta go too? So then me and my dad had to sit in the car for the rest of the fucking
You're
game.
like, Dad, I was up next.
No, I wasn't playing. This was my
Oh, yeah,
brother's
you weren't
team,
playing.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
I went to so
nice.
many of my brother's
Yeah,
sports,
you have
bro.
to. That's like same
Little
thing.
brother shit.
You got to go to your brother's games. It's. I
No,
miss
no,
doing
no,
that shit.
no. He didn't come to any of my games.
that's not
I only went to his games.
I got a.
See, you're going to die with no regrets. That's on him.
You
That's
remind
his,
me-
that's his burden to bear.
I got into fights with my teammates one time specifically. I had a really good friend named Mikey, and he was smaller than the other kids.
Shout out.
And this other kid, Brian, he was such a little fucking shit. I remember him all the time. He was a little shit. and I figured out what the word bastard meant. Or I didn't know what it meant, but I knew that this is when I figured out what bastard meant.
Feelings,
this is what I knew that it hurt people's feelings. And I was like 12, so words meant something back then. And he was picking on Mikey. And I was like, say one more thing to fucking Mikey and we're gonna have an issue. And then he like shoved Mikey. And I remember just starting clobbering this kid. And I don't know what got into me, but I picked up the trash can and put the trash can. I was like,
Nice.
and at this point, all of like my dad's out there coaching. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like down the field, and the parents are across the field like, Richard, the kids, and they turn around and I go, you're a bastard. And then later on, I figure out
parents
on the other side of the field, so they don't hear what it's saying, but the kid starts crying, and I figure out in the parking lot, they're like, you can't say bastard when the kid's a bastard. Because apparently he was a bastard. And that really upset his father that I said it because he thought I knew it. And it was like this whole ordeal.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love talking shit.
You still do.
I know. I used to pick on kids from the sideline. Like I'd be on defense, then to start, I see you, number 13. We got beef. We got shit to hit. And then I'd like sub in. And like my goal was to always have them like request sub out when I got subbed in to be like, I don't want to deal with that kid.
Yeah.
They need to make a sitcom about parents, just like at literally like it doesn't even have to leave the bleachers. Like, just at the ballpark.
Oh my God.
This is so fun. But the day my dad got kicked out, he finished watching the game in the outfield smoking a cigarette. He just like literally was. I was playing center field, and he was like giving me. He didn't even care. Like he was just so into like us still winning.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Bro.
It's a beautiful.
You're making
thing.
me think of all the dads that were drunk.
Yeah.
All the dads who
you
had
don't
the
even
fucking
think
headsets
about
on
that,
listening
bro.
to the Cowboys
Dude,
game while
they
their kids
all
playing.
had tumblers. You
Yeah.
realize this when they were all fucking drinking. They were all
No,
boozing.
they had probably just koozies at that time.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah.
the early 2000s. You could
Yeah,
pull up to with a
man.
six-pack to your kid's game.
I just now am thinking about this.
There
I
was
had
one dad
no
who would throw
idea.
his tee up in the air anytime something crazy happened. He would throw it like 50 feet up in the air and catch it.
I think at baseball games especially the parents were boozing, dude. I really do.
Also, why not?
Football for sure. Friday night lights. You just a halftime. You go to the parking lot.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense.
But this is the thing. My dad, I've never seen my dad drunk. So all of this shit is sober.
Guys, we got to get it. There are so many 6-week leagues in Austin of any sport. We just got to pick one and go play it. I'm a stand-in for a sand volleyball league right now.
We need a daytime sport.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball. We should play some. It's softball,
baseball
right?
happens
That happens
evening.
at night. That's the
Yeah.
issue.
Damn it.
And I'm like,
So does basketball.
Fuck.
But that's what I'm saying. For 6 weeks, it's on a Wednesday night. We're talking
think
about
about
that.
the people.
That's staff show.
It's and also
fun.
like getting
fun,
9
though.
comedians. That's wrangling stray cats to like.
Yeah. Just trying to get 3 guys for a podcast. Is
It's yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you can't schedule anything around.
I
here,
mean,
but-
if we keep giving up on the idea, it'll never happen.
no, we need to do it. And I would love to play shortstop. I hate to be that guy.
You play short.
I would give it up.
Hey man, I'll play second.
Actually, outfield is very fun in slow pitch. Center field and center left because they do 4 outfielders. That's I would play out.
I'm a pretty good slow pitch pitcher.
You just gotta hit the
Apparently,
plate.
I won the championship for my college league, and I don't remember that.
You gotta hit the plate. Beer league, baby.
Yeah. Last time I talked to my friends from college, they were like, look, it's a picture of us with the championship trophy. And I was like, we played softball in college? And they're like, yeah, Phil, you were like on the team. I go, was I like good? Did I contribute? They're like, you were a pitcher. I was like, wow, we drank a lot in college.
It's like the guy who took acid and pitched a perfect game or whatever.
That's
Doc
No-No.
Willis. Doc
No.
Ellis.
Doc Ellis.
Doc Ellis.
No Roberts. Who is that?
I don't know,
No,
but I
Doc
just know the guy
Ellis,
who took acid.
1971 pitched for the Pirates, a no-hitter.
He didn't know he was working.
There's
that night.
audio about him explaining it, but there's no foot. I guess, isn't that crazy that it wasn't televised in the 70s? Or am I crazy for thinking it would be?
So
No,
many
I think
games.
that's pretty normal. It was probably on the radio for sure.
Yeah.
Pirates, small market team, you know.
But yeah, he wasn't pitching much and hadn't started at all that season, and he had taken a tab of acid thinking he was just going to kick it in
Yeah.
the dugout, and then they called him up, and he pitched the no fucking hitter.
Bro,
So
I
he
will
was
say.
fighting a dragon with perfect pitches. That's what he said
Yeah.
it was doing.
Well, he's not underhanding it, but he
Imagine
probably
if one
thought
of
he
his
was.
pitches, he just like haws it.
He probably thought he was. Wow. You know what's great? Dude, I miss my favorite part about baseball.
70s acid too, so you know it was.
Oh, shit, yeah.
yeah.
Favorite part about baseball was the dugout. The hang with the boys.
Bro, Mickey Mantle hits a home run. They cheers whiskey. They're all drinking and smoking cigars.
Just spitting seeds on the fucking bench,
We
man.
had one in our youth Hartfield, which is like the compound that I played ball in. We didn't do Little League rules, by the way. Did you do Little League rules where like you have to wait for the ball to pass the plate to steal?
I think at some
It's
point
called
we
pony
did,
ball in
and then at some
California.
point we got rid of that.
Yeah.
Definitely in high school we were rid of that.
I remember being confused about why I was out a couple times with the rules in Little League. I don't know what rule that is in Pee Wee, but that was always confusing. Like you get
some
forced
weird
out at second.
Yeah.
There's some weird infield rules too.
But one of the fields at our compound had dugouts. Like you would walk down the stairs and then you would get up on the thing and put your feet up. It was so, dude. You felt like you were in the pros. It was
We got
so
to play a
sick.
couple games at college, like smaller college fields, and oh my god, it was so sick. It was so awesome. Although it was always like turf fields, and when you're playing third base and it's turf, holy shit, does that ball come at you fast? It hits the ground and just bounces up.
Yeah, I
and
couldn't
you're like,
imagine.
oh,
It's hitting
fuck.
rubber underneath.
Yeah,
Turf field's how you get a nice raspberry. Too.
that too, man.
Yeah, well, that's a tough
I don't
shower.
like a turf baseball field. I think that's fucking dumb. but-
Tough shower.
Yeah, we had grass, but we had to. Our coach in high school, we were the field maintenance crew.
You had to ride the mower?
No, he would ride the mower, but we would have to
What
do
a
all
bastard.
the other
What an
shit.
asshole,
He got the fun part, and we would have to do all the other shit. We would have to make sure the sand was level around the bases.
Oh,
and
yeah. We
shit,
used
bro.
to have to drag the
all that shit.
thing.
Man.
What does that metal thing do?
I don't fucking know. I just think it gives him something to do between innings.
Drag the sand, boys. I remember, like, in between, maybe like the 6th inning, we'd have to drag it real quick or after the game.
Damn.
And then we also had to chalk our own lines before the games.
Wow.
Do you have to chalk your lines?
I feel like we did.
Someone's
that
gotta do
sounds
it.
familiar.
Someone's got to chalk the line.
I think they. Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
chalked
didn't play
the
baseball in high
line.
school. I did marching band mostly in high school.
Nerd.
I got to do
What
Alamo Dome.
position?
bass trombone.
Nice.
I got to do the Alamo Dome. I got to do Indianapolis Colts, Lucas Oil Stadium. I got to do St.
When you're in the
Louis
marching
Rams.
band, do you have like a play card on your thing for like the songs?
No, you used to have a markings book. So, like you would, at the beginning of the season, you'd have like 128 pages of drill. You'd have to remember where you were on what count. And then slowly throughout the season, you would tear them off or get rid of them altogether in segments. And then you would, by the end of the season, like there are still some parts of those marching shows that are drilled into my mind. If you put me out on a field, I could march you like 80 counts of the show and tell you exactly where I was.
They brainwashed you, man.
A little bit. Yeah, you have to when you're getting 300 kids to get in specific spots.
I'm not against the brainwashing.
No.
Dude, I'll listen, and I
do a
don't-
lot of cool stadiums.
I'm not
though.
partial to the program, but I'll listen to Alabama's marching band on Spotify sometimes. They play like Back in Black and shit. It's fucking so sick.
Do y'all know what DCI is? Drum Corps International?
No.
Okay, this is gonna sound ridiculous.
Is that the Nick Cannon movie?
No, it's professional. This is professional marching bands.
Whoa.
It's insane.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm a sucker for a drum line, dude. You give me.
I'm not against it.
And you should look up Carolina Crown, Blue Devils, and
My
what's it called?
high school football marching band brought us out to Indiana Jones. Dun dun dun
That's
dun.
sick,
And so we would
dude.
take
Yeah.
the
That
field,
is
and
sick.
and it was like, oh, it was so sick. I didn't like it at the time. In hindsight, it's badass.
You know what's funny? For basketball, we didn't have that, but we would just like we would get to pick our own like walkout, run out songs or whatever. We had that the T.I. song, "Bring 'Em Out." It's like bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Good. Dude.
So when I was
It's
sound
great,
guy,
also great at a strip club.
when I was yeah, there you go. Speaking of the strip club, I was the sound guy at the Sunset Strip Comedy Club, and I started playing that as the song for the first comic to come out, and I fucking loved
It's
it.
brilliant.
I know. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't do that. I don't know why we got the whole thing there.
Next
whatever.
show I host time, I request that.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's a good walkout song.
It came out. And it was, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Candy to the stage.
Yeah.
bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
We
She's
used
just
to do that.
working.
Bam, 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 bam,
And what song is
I
that?
don't know. It's like a Rick Ross song.
Well, I like a nice. Hey,
That's good, dude.
Remember the Titans, dude. Great music in that movie.
everywhere you go. So I had a baseball coach that literally made us watch that every year, and it's like, dude, wait, this is an all-white program. What are you trying to tell us? Like, do we need to go find some? Like, what are you saying? You drafted us here, so what are we doing?
Isn't it crazy? Coaches made you like our coach made us watch The Sandlot, which was cool, and then he made us watch the last game at the old Tiger Stadium. I'm like, bro, none of us are old enough to have even gone
Yeah.
to Tiger
We don't
Stadium before.
appreciate
It
this.
closed in 2099, actually.
Did y'all's teams draft y'all? Like my Pee Wee football
Yeah.
league had a secret coach draft every year.
Yeah,
That's a
well,
crazy thing to think about.
ours was so we had a tryout. And so you had to go, and there was just like a pitching machine. You had to take 10 pitches, run around the base, and then they would put you at shortstop, hit how many grounders, and then you would run out to center field, take some pops, and that was it. Tryouts were fun. It was like a fun little.
Wow. I feel like in Texas football, rumor had already started to spread about you the moment you were like 6 years old, if you were big enough. I'm not even joking. And then by the time you play flag football, your coaches have a rep. And then by the time you get in pads, the high school coaches are in that picking session at the little pee-wee place where the pads are stored. And they're going, I hear this Richburg kid's going to be pretty good. And next thing you know, he just runs the pee-wee league for 5 years. And then you find out he's A-team all through junior high. And then he can't play because he has shin splints by high school because they overwork the kid.
Yeah, that's America, though. We overwork you. And if you can't handle it, go to Canada, pussy. We're not playing that shit here.
It's just a little scary to think that there's a whole bunch of adults that have already sought out your destiny before you turn like 8.
I wanted to bring this up when we were talking about the South American shit. That's what Russia did. That's what the Soviet Union did. They would be like, what sport are you good at? That's you from age 10 on. That's why they were so good in the Olympics and still are. Because they're like, we're not going to, this whole well-rounded horse shit, fuck that, dude. Well, you want to be well-rounded. Why? Why not just get really good at something?
Liberal arts.
Yeah, liberal arts is dumb as fuck, dude. Yeah. You're an engineer. Why are you taking a fucking class about
engineering
history?
Is just conservative arts.
Yeah,
It's just engineering.
That's funny
I think
as
we're
fuck,
like the
dude.
only country. I think we might be one of the only few countries that like makes our college kids retake classes they took already for 12 years.
Yeah, it's so fucking
college.
Stupid.
Like if you go to college in the UK, we've talked about this before in the pod. If you're going to be in physics, you just start in physics.
Yeah.
You start studying physics your freshman year. In college, you have to take Texas history 2 more times. You have to take U.S. government. You have to do everything you've already learned for the last 12 years that you've tested to get into the school for, pay money to do it, and then by your junior year, you're only doing 2 years after you've learned to learn offhandedly.
That's why no one knows what a fucking tariff is.
Yeah.
Because we all had to learn
or at
about
least the
Texas
functionality.
history.
Everyone knows what a tariff is loosely, but no one knows what the actual, what the net, I don't even know how to explain it. You know what I mean?
My point.
I know what a tariff is. I don't know how to apply it or how it would benefit me. I couldn't give you a rough analogy of it.
Yeah. I had to take statistics 3 different times. I took college statistics in high school. Then I got to college and they were like, well, that's great, but you need to take it here. Took it again, got an A again. Then I got to business school and they're like, well, we need everyone to take business statistics. I'm like, oh, well, maybe this will be different than regular statistics. And it was fucking not. It was the same goddamn class with slightly different word problems. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
To this point of like the Montessori school, like choosing your own path, and like if you're gonna do physics, do physics. You know that comedian Jimmy Carr?
Yeah.
That British guy. I forgot maybe it was Rogan where he was talking about this, but he's trying to implement that in England for stand-up comedy.
Yeah, he has a class.
Yeah, he wants like kids that like want to do that to get into it
early
while they're super young, and I could not disagree more. That is the dumbest fucking thing you could ever push a kid into. Also, it's like you want to live a life and then get into comedy, I feel like is more beneficial than starting when you're 5 and just looking at the entire life trying to structure it as a joke.
Yeah.
The art of storytelling is something that's it's a talent. It's inherent.
Yeah.
It's I was talking about this with a comic yesterday. He was trying to explain to me. He was brand new to it and he wants to tell a story.
I
told him, I was like, hey man, I'm 8 years in.
Yeah.
And for the last year, I've had this one story. Y'all know the story about my girlfriend getting mad at me for opening my mouth and coming downstairs or whatever.
Yeah. I still remain you stole that from me, but I'm kidding.
It's funny. First I'm hearing this, but it's
It's getting worse. It used to be a better joke.
I know. You really got to shave some of that off.
It can be long as hell. But that's taken me 8 years to learn how to tell that story. And I've been doing bits up until that point. And now I've got another story I'm working on. And I'm like, it's crazy that the things that they do teach you is who, what, when, where, why.
Yeah.
Honestly, you establish that in a comedic story in that order.
Yeah.
Who's it about? What's going on? Why are they there? When, where, why? It's.
I was that dumb young comic. I'm a storyteller, dude. I'm gonna set up punch guy. And it's like that's all I am now. Set up punch guy.
Well, set up punch is also the audience needs a little bit of setup punch.
Yeah.
Unless they are coming to you because you're a storyteller and that's what you're famous for.
Yeah.
And just like you're on a showcase, dude, you're going to need to do some setup punch.
Yeah,
but you have to find the punch on the who. You have to find the punch on the where. You have to find the punch on the why.
I mean, if you're
Everything
a
needs
headliner
punch.
doing an hour, you have so much time to build a story.
But when you're doing 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, it's like, hey, man, if you tell a story and it sucks, your set sucked. Because that was 5 of your 7 minutes. You did no setup punch.
And then
you didn't
there's
even
the
do a
guys
look like
that it's
joke.
like, well, I'm not really. It's not. They don't need to laugh as long as they're interested. It's like if that's what they wanted, they would have gone to a movie. They would have gone to the fucking movie theater. Dude.
Well, that's why the joke is always, oh, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't a TED Talk, dipshit. It's It's a comedy show.
If like, oh, can I get my money back then? There's a TED
And
Talk.
I've tried. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's the
my
hardest part
hooker
about 'em
story
is you
is
start a
10 years
story.
old now, and I can't make that one work. What the fuck?
And you go from a stance where you're used to like 4 or 5 laughs per minute minimum, and then you go to a point where you're like telling a story and you're lucky to get 2 a minute,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to build to this one big one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a
Somehow-
tough thing to do.
Well, telling a story on stage is like throwing a knuckleball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
God,
is.
you hope it works, and if it doesn't, it's a fucking home run for the other team. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't think that it's too bad of an idea to start implementing.
If you really want to tell a good story, you should start by ripping your shirt off and then saying, when I was 18 years old, I got involved with the Russian mafia. And then anywhere you go from there, you should be good.
Well, here's the thing with the whole British comedy class thing. It's like you're just gonna have a bunch of little 5, 10, 8-year-old whatever kids who are just like, so what's the deal with all these Muslims here? That's what it's gonna turn into.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all these.
keep asking me,
What's the deal
Palestine or
with...
Israel? I just keep asking me, Mom, if I can get another biscuit.
Yeah.
All I care about is this gap in my teeth. There's no dentist out here.
What's the deal with the Queen? Is she dead?
Leslie's in a box, they say.
I didn't even know we had a Queen.
We're getting the rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
We just got
Wrap it up. Sorry.
Man, dude, it feels like we've been here for. It was effortless, boys. How much time
Effortless.
was that?
hour and a half.
Hour and
Look at
something,
that.
hour and change. But
wow.
yeah, man, this is fun. Hey, anything else? I think we're wrapping it up, right?
No,
think
man.
so.
Thank you guys for having me. Man.
Yeah, it was a
I'm
good time
Fan of the
chatting it
pod.
up.
Fan of you guys. Love being here.
Thanks for having us. Congrats on all your recent success,
You
dude.
had me.
Yeah.
You're still welcome.
I did
Thank-
say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
That was
Thanks for having us on our podcast.
Thanks
Hey,
for,
Phil.
thanks for letting
Phil,
us
I'll
have
tell you what, you can come back next week. Justin, jury's still out. I might be here next week.
You might
We'll
actually.
see.
Yeah.
Justin, he's kidding. This is a
Yeah.
comedy podcast,
love
Justin.
Justin, you're
dude.
fired.
Justin might be one of my favorite human beings. I get fired up when he walks because he enters every room like fucking Kramer. Dude,
He is. Oh, yeah. He's very Kramer
I
energy.
love Justin.
We got to get out of here. But Justin is. We love Justin so much.
Oh, man. All right, well, yeah, thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next week.